This week on Christian World News, making history. Cuban and U.S. leaders meet for the first time in decades. Will it pave the way for stronger relations between the country's two churches? Plus, Easter miracle, a young girl on the verge of death until her grandmother hears from Jesus in a church passion play. And
archaeology has probably cleared up already over half of all what appeared to be alleged discrepancies in the scriptures.
The case for believing the Bible. Welcome to Christian World News. I'm Charlene Aaron. George Thomas and Wendy Griffith are on assignment. American President Barack Obama made a historic trip to Cuba this week. It is the first time in 88 years that a U.S. president has set foot on the island nation. The visit comes at a time of renewed optimism in the Cuban church. It's been enjoying some relaxed restrictions, and it's hoping for fruitful partnerships with American churches. Heather Sells brings us the story.
Thousands of Cubans worshiped recently in a two-night open-air rally in Santiago, Cuba's second-largest city. Total attendance for this location and another in Havana, 25,000. Even more remarkable, the Cuban government allowed it. In recent months, the government has increased its arrests of political dissidents, so organizer Steve Cordone considers these events a miracle.
You have to do everything literally by faith, because you are not sure if they are going to approve or not the visas, the permissions for the places, and anything can happen.
What did happen, an outpouring of the Spirit as people worshiped, listened to the teaching, and came to faith in Christ. More than 1,400 came forward.
When we see so many people giving their lives to Jesus, that's the first and main fruit.
Worship 24/7, which sponsored the event, also distributed 30,000 Bibles, so important in a country where they are not easily found. Cordone says believers are planning to launch a small Christian magazine and Christian music festival. He's encouraged to see a younger generation with new ideas for what can be done in a country where the church has suffered so much for decades.
Because I see that they are starting dreaming, that there's new hope, that they are getting tools, they are being empowered.
Veteran missionaries say Cuban believers are also cautiously optimistic about working with American churches thanks to the easing of U.S. travel restrictions.
They would really love to have church-to-church partnerships where people could come down and help them start agricultural projects and other micro businesses that would allow them not only to meet their own expenses, but also to do the community outreach that they're dreaming of doing.
Stewart and other missionaries caution that Americans should approach Cuban churches with great respect. In many ways, it's the Cuban church that could teach the American church. As a global expert on church planting and evangelism in the midst of extreme hardship. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Unlike Cuba, the church in England has not suffered persecution, yet attendance is so low that many rural churches there might be forced to close. As Christians celebrate Easter, some in England wonder if their centuries-old houses of worship will even be open next year. John Jessup shows us what some communities are doing to try to keep the doors of their historic church buildings open.
Tucked away in England's magnificent landscape lies the small village of Peterchurch. At the annual Crafts Fair, the Anglican Church bustles with activity, but this kind of church could become an endangered species, in part because of changing demographics as people migrate to the city. A Church of England report shows more than half of its churches are in rural areas, although only 17% of the population lives there. This means smaller congregations, fewer resources, and a bleak future given the average age of attendees hovers around 55.
A lot of it is about the demographics, but also, we have to be realistic. Secularization amongst the indigenous population. There's no two ways about that.
In the diocese serving Hertfordshire, England's most sparsely populated county, there are over 400 Anglican churches, most hundreds of years old, historic landmarks worth saving. The report offers some proposals, such as festival churches, which would only open on special days like Christmas and Easter.
Locking that door for the bulk of the year will be a sad day. However, one has to be realistic, and looking at it the other way, it's jolly hard to maintain, pay the bills on historic buildings.
This 3,000-year-old yew tree has certainly seen a lot of change over the years in this English village, and its church, dating back to the 8th century, has found a way to keep up with the changing times.
When this church was built, this area would have belonged to the people of the village. So this was the centre of the community. We've lost that over the years, and the church has become more and more a sort of sacred space only, that only the special few can go into. That is what we are trying to reverse.
The answer came from the government and an opportunity to use the church's size to help with its Every Child Matters program. But there would need to be an extensive makeover.
The inside of the church was quite cold and damp and dark and not very uplifting.
Their mission, update the church while keeping its history. A 4-year process led to an award-winning design welcoming villagers for more than church services.
But our architect said, stand in the middle of the nave and turn and look at the new section. That's the vision of the future, but it's very important to still turn and look to the traditional part of the church and marry the two together in the middle.
The beauty of the church was maintained, its sort of ancient beauty, and then there's a sort of contemporary beauty as well. There were one or two perhaps who still would rather the pews, but in the main, people have just seen that instead of it being used for an hour on a Sunday morning, it's now used right through each and every day.
St. Peter's Center offers everything from senior events to yoga classes, and the bell tower now doubles as a branch of the local library.
Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah, at the moment the main library in the city is closed for refurbishment or something. So the fact that we've got a county library in the village, and yet in the city they haven't got it at the moment. It's amazing.
When craft vendor Caroline Gilbert moved her young family here, St. Peter's caught her attention with its parent-toddler group.
It's a beautiful building, and for a small village, it takes half an hour to get to a big town. It's great to have the facilities.
When we reopened, one of the children was out in the playing field out there and said to some other kids, come into our church, it's great. I think it's basically much more welcoming now.
While the Church of England acknowledges there's no one-size-fits-all solution, they see St. Peter's as a model of success, making the future brighter than before. John Jessup, CBN News in Peter Church, England.
Coming up, the doctors gave this girl just 3 years to live, but then her grandmother heard a word from Jesus, and that changed everything.
Hello, I'm Terry Newsom. Did you know there are more than 148 million orphans in the world today? 148 million. But it was 3 little girls that taught me about the plight of orphans. 8 years ago, my husband and I spent nearly a month immersed in the daily activities of a Ukrainian orphanage as we waited to adopt 3 sisters. I saw firsthand the utter loneliness, the pain of rejection, and the overwhelming desire to be loved. That experience changed me forever. And out of it grew a ministry from my heart called Orphans Promise. Today, we're helping orphans and vulnerable children in more than 50 countries worldwide. Thousands of children are now in safe homes. They're being educated, and they're learning life skills. I'm asking you to join with me and become family to these children. Will you call the number on your screen right now? Because every child deserves a chance to be happy.
Inside every child is a hero, a leader, a friend to others, someone who helps out, who does the right thing, who dreams of what they can be, but they still need our help.
What should I do? What should I say? How should I feel?
That's where Superbook comes in. It provides moral and spiritual truths through situations children can relate to, teaching God's Word to the children you love. Join the Superbook DVD Club and receive Superbook's newest episodes as they're available, plus 2 copies to share with others, all for your gift of only $25. Get Superbook today and watch the miracles happen.
Actress Jennifer Garner is speaking out about the impact of her new movie, Miracles from Heaven. Garner says making the movie has given her a huge sense of gratitude and appreciation for her children. In Miracles from Heaven, Garner plays a mom whose 10-year-old daughter has an incurable disease. Their lives are changed when a medical miracle unfolds. Garner says she was raised in a religious environment and wasn't scared of doing a movie that had faith at its center, as long as it wasn't preachy.
I want people to come away feeling hopeful, and I want people to come away and feel like they are surrounded by miracles and they are surrounded by love, and sometimes you may have to dig them out.
You can see the full story about the making of Miracles from Heaven at our website, cbnnews.com. Well, a couple of years ago, the McElroy family needed a miracle. Their adopted daughter had a fatal condition, and the outlook seemed hopeless. Then, during an Easter play at their church, God spoke a word of hope. Take a look.
When I looked at Michaelin's picture, I knew I was her mom because I didn't see any imperfections in her. I looked straight into those eyes of hers, and from the moment I saw her and looked at those eyes, I knew that I was her mom, because mothers don't see imperfections in their children.
Janelle McElroy and her husband Rance had 2 sons when they adopted Michaelin, a baby who had been abandoned at a Chinese orphanage.
I knew from the moment I saw her, I knew that she was the one that God intended for me.
When they brought Michaelin home at 18 months, she needed surgery for her cleft palate. She was malnourished and her development was delayed. She also tested positive for hepatitis B, but showed no symptoms as Janelle and the family brought her back to health.
By the time she was 2.5 years old, Michaelin was happy and healthy, and she was just as normal as any other 2.5-year-old could be.
When Michaelin was 3, she started showing symptoms.
I noticed that she was having some swelling, particularly around her eyes, and I noticed that she had really dark, concentrated urine.
Doctors confirmed Janelle's fears. It was hepatitis B. Michaelin's liver and kidneys were failing. Too young to undergo transplants, she was sent home with only 3 years to live.
It was very hard. I remember I cried out to the Lord on many occasions and said, God, why? Why would you give her to me and now turn around and take her away? Why would you bring her all the way here, let her have lived through all this and have overcome all of this, to turn around now and let her die? Why? I don't understand.
The McElroys called on family and friends to spread the word and pray for Michaelin's healing. In the meantime, doctors prescribed an antiviral medication to help manage Michaelin's condition. But Janelle says she didn't fill the prescription because something told her to hold off.
I did at that time feel like it was God telling me, almost peace be still. Just wait a minute.
At the time, it was Easter season, and Janelle's family kept with their tradition of going to a Passion of Christ play by students at the University of Mobile. Michaelin's grandmother, Dr. Kathy Shepard, says this year the play took on a whole new meaning.
And I just looked up, and the young man that was playing Jesus looked out into the audience, and what I saw was those crystal blue eyes, and I saw Jesus. He spoke to my heart. I just felt a contact with Jesus and the Holy Spirit saying to me, Kathy, I see you. I've got this. And it washed all over me. He's got this.
She was that confident when she spoke to me. There was no, I think I heard, I feel I've heard. It was, I heard, I know. God told me this baby is going to be fine.
Janelle held on to that promise as people from all over the world prayed. Over the next several months, tests showed Michaelin's enzymes started dropping.
And I remember talking to my nephrologist, and he said, I don't even know how to explain this. And I said, well, I do. It's a miracle, because she was so sick, and now she's so healthy.
Michaelin continued to get better, and today records show Michaelin's liver and kidneys are fully healed. She's also progressing through the stages of recovery from hepatitis B.
Just so thankful. And I mean, I've seen Jesus, I've seen his work. He does miracles today. There was nothing the medical profession had done to turn her around. It was a touch from Jesus himself.
I do have that complete family I always wanted. Michaelin is sassy. She is prissy. She is sweet. How old are you?
5.
And where are you from?
China.
And where were you? Were you in Mommy's tummy?
No.
Where were you?
Heart.
In the heart? I see what God did for us, and it makes his resurrection even more paramount in my eyes and in my heart, because I see all that he went through, but that he overcame. And I know he did because I have evidence, tangible evidence in my little girl, that I really feel that without God's grace and mercy, she would not be here.
And now you can spread the good news of how God is at work in the world. Simply go to our Christian World News page and share this story with your family and friends. Up next, a look at the truth and accuracy of the Bible. Josh McDowell and 2 more top experts make the case for believing in Christ after this.
Heaven, eye hasn't seen, neither has ear heard, what God has prepared for them that love him. There'll be no more tears. There'll be no more sorrow. There'll be no more suffering. That's why we want to be part of it.
Heaven, what God has prepared for those who love him. Get this newest DVD teaching from Pat Robertson. Available now.
Hello, I'm Terry Newsom. Did you know there are more than 148 million orphans in the world today? 148 million. But it was 3 little girls that taught me about the plight of orphans. 8 years ago, my husband and I spent nearly a month immersed in the daily activities of a Ukrainian orphanage as we waited to adopt 3 sisters. I saw firsthand the utter loneliness, the pain of rejection, and the overwhelming desire to be loved. That experience changed me forever. And out of it grew a ministry from my heart called Orphans Promise. Today, we're helping orphans and vulnerable children in more than 50 countries worldwide. Thousands of children are now in safe homes. They're being educated, and they're learning life skills. I'm asking you to join with me and become family to these children. Will you call the number on your screen right now? Because every child deserves a chance to be happy.
Kids, we want them to grow up knowing God's Word. But in today's busy world, sometimes we could use some help. The free Superbook Kids Bible app has fun stuff your kids will love. They'll have a blast learning the Bible, playing great games, watching cool videos,
Follow me.
discovering heroes in the Bible. They'll have fun while they learn God's Word. The Superbook Kids Bible app, available on iTunes and the Google Play Store.
Despite facing serious cultural opposition in modern America from anti-religious sentiments and secularism, Christians still view their faith as a force for good in today's world. That's the finding by the Barna Group for David Kinnaman's new book called Good Faith. The research found that many believe they are misunderstood, persecuted, and marginalized. Barna surveyed the broadest segments of practicing Christians, including evangelicals, Catholics, and mainline churchgoers. And despite the opposition they often face, they say they believe their faith is, quote, a primarily positive contribution to society. Well, this time of year, Christians everywhere celebrate the miracle of resurrection. But in a growing secular society, more and more Americans deny such miracles and question the accuracy of the Bible. Paul Strand talked to 3 experts with evidence that the believers, rather than the scoffers, have it right.
These days, many Christians, especially college-age students, find their faith in God and the Bible questioned, if not downright assaulted.
Sometimes they'll have a professor that's going to outright challenge why they believe what they believe and say, look, what you believe is actually a fairy tale.
Not so, according to 3 of the world's top biblical experts, who told CBN News there's good reason to have faith in your faith.
The faith is very, very defendable. That's why it's lasted for 2,000 years.
They point to how even respected non-believers wrote about Jesus.
16 total historians, apart from the scripture, everything else, that reference Christ. Almost everything about Christ we can find out without ever going to the New Testament.
The fact is, surviving manuscripts we have for almost any ancient writings were produced hundreds of years after those original writings. Jonathan Morrow tells students at the Impact 360 Institute there's more evidence that Jesus lived than Julius Caesar, yet no one doubts Caesar existed. Also, a rule is the closer in time the writer was to events, the more likely his account is accurate. Peter, John, and James lived with Jesus.
John said, what our eyes have seen, what our ears have heard, what our hands have handled is what we're declaring unto you. In other words, we were eyewitnesses. We were there.
And Morrow points out Paul and Luke interviewed them and knew many others who witnessed Jesus' life, death, and resurrection.
When you're doing history, you want early and you want eyewitnesses. And the gospel writers give you both. They investigated everything carefully. They have the ring of truth to them. They include embarrassing details.
Another understanding among scholars?
What the age does, they find the closer the manuscript to the original, less chance of error or miscopying.
But McDowell explains no original copies exist of the most well-respected and accepted ancient works.
When you look at Greek and Roman historians like Herodotus and Tacitus and Livy, those are hundreds of years later, 500, 600, 700 years after the fact.
Bible manuscripts, though, get closer to the original work than any other.
We've got manuscripts and fragments that show up within 35, 40 years of the time when they were written. Why does that matter? It means there's not enough time for error in mythology to corrupt the message of what's going on there.
Second, the more manuscripts you have, the easier it is to reconstruct the original.
Here, the surviving ancient copies or pieces of the Bible way outnumber all others.
66,420 some manuscripts and scrolls.
McDowell says second place is Homer's The Iliad with just 1,800.
We do trust Homer. How much more so should we trust the New Testament documents?
With so many more copies, no surprise there'd be occasional errors. And critics claim there are some 400,000 mistakes or variants in the Bible. Well,
99% of those 400,000 or so number evaporate. Simple spelling errors, word order.
Like H-O-N-O-R, H-O-N-O-U-R.
But none of those texts that are in question affect any central teaching of Christian doctrine or practice.
And Bach and Morrow explain to students many of the so-called contradictions in the Bible are just different ways of telling the same story.
And difference does not equal contradiction, it's just difference.
Doubters have a hard time believing that the Bibles we're reading today could accurately reflect the actual words written by the authors so many centuries ago. But McDowell explains how for Jewish scribes, copying books like Genesis and Exodus was holy work and strictly controlled.
4,000 regulations the scribe had to follow to guarantee accuracy.
Monks had tight rules for copying as well. Another reason to trust the Bible, archaeology and related research have time and again shown the Bible's true and Bible skeptics wrong.
Archaeology has probably cleared up already over half of all what appeared to be alleged discrepancies in the scriptures.
Skeptics would say there's no record of a Nazareth, so the New Testament can't be true, and no record of the Hittites, so the Old Testament can't be true. Well, archaeology and associated research shows both existed.
But now you can go to Harvard or anywhere else and study the Hittite language.
Finally, there's the proof of logic. The apostles kept saying to their opponents,
"You know what I'm talking about. You were there."
McDowell points out that's a crazy thing to do if you're making the whole thing up.
They appealed to the knowledge of their opponents for the facts of which they talk about. To me, that's one of the best tests of truth historically.
Bach asked what better proof the earliest disciples weren't making it all up than the fact they almost all were martyred for it.
You don't die knowingly for something that you know you made up.
Paul Strand, CBN News.
If you want to know more about the first Easter and the key historic facts, check out our website. Just go to cbnnews.com. We'll be right back.
Join the 700 Club and get your copy of Heaven, the newest teaching by Pat Robertson.
You're going to see some amazing stories of people who have died and gone to heaven.
I was free.
I wasn't afraid.
I could feel peace from head to my toe.
I'll also be talking with a renowned cardiac surgeon. How many of your patients died and came back to life again?
Dozens have in fact died and have experienced heaven.
Call 1-800-759-0700 to get your copy of Heaven, what God has prepared for those who love Him.
And then I'll be sharing the Bible answers to some of the most important questions people have about eternity.
Pat, are we eternal beings? Do we live when this life is over?
That's what the Bible says. There's no question that we are not extinguished at death, but our spirits will live on forever.
Get your copy of Pat Robertson's newest teaching, Heaven, available now.
When you give, smiles grow bigger. When you care, homes are happier. When you comfort, the hurt goes away. When we all come together to love, miracles happen.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
CBN's Orphans Promise has given special training to missionaries and pastors in Ukraine. Orphans Promise helps ministers who work with children and teenagers living in conflict zones. One pastor explained what it's like to serve on the front lines. He says there are many children living here and that we realize that we as a church can serve them. And we understand that it is necessary to train our teams on how to best meet their needs. The 5-day training provides practical and theoretical guidelines for working with children growing up in a war zone. Each team that attended also received a complete season of Superbook and the Superbook Church curriculum so they can start their own Superbook clubs. Well, Superbook has received 2 prestigious awards in the Philippines, the 2015 ANAC TV Seal for Top 10 Household Favorite TV Shows, and the 2016 International Innovation Award by the National Religious Broadcasters. The Filipino people vote for the ANAC TV Seal, awarding it to family-friendly programs. And the award from NRB is for Superbook's work in social media, specifically for their excellence in innovative uses of media to proclaim the gospel of Christ. In 2015, Superbook had over 110 million TV views in the Philippines and 1.9 million Facebook likes. That's pretty impressive. Thanks for joining us this week. Wendy and George will be back here next week. Until next week, God bless you and have a wonderful weekend.